All right, Game 6, folks. Mike North here, and 5-minute, half-hour news devoted to the Chicago Bulls. And I'm going to tell you something, folks. It's going to be great. It's going to be outstanding because the Bulls, I think, have not still played a super game yet throughout these playoffs. You know what? It's sort of like the lights going out in our village of Rosemont maybe 2 nights out of the year. That's a bad year for them. Well, the Bulls have already had enough mediocre games, okay? So what I'm going to tell everybody is, hey, it's over. They're not going to go back to Game 7. I don't believe Atlanta wants to go back to Game 7. That's the issue we have here. How badly does Atlanta want it? How much did the Bulls take out of the Atlanta Hawks? Don't forget, Atlanta, and I was at this game, Atlanta was within 6 points throughout the whole game. The next thing you know, and by the way, once again, mind if I pat myself on the back? It ain't easy to land right on the number in sports, in Facebook and Sportsbook. But I said that the Bulls would win Game 5 by 12, and they did. Pat on the back. But I've been wrong a lot of times, too. They could come back in Game 7, for Game 7, for this reason. All right? Joe Johnson had a bad game. He wasn't heard from, okay? Josh Smith is still very angry about the way that game came down and the altercation between him and Carlos Boozer. Crawford goes 1 for 10, I believe, from the field, maybe 1 for 9, had a lousy game and had some turnovers that hurt the club, Atlanta, down the line. Derrick Rose, though, put some doubts, I think, in Jeff Teague's game. Now, Jeff Teague had a good offensive game last night, or the other night, but Derrick Rose, okay, according to the coach, the head coach of the Atlanta Hawks, he can't cover Derrick Rose. Well, who can? Who can? That's the issue here. Nobody. Now, if the Bulls should happen to lose Game 6, I'll be stunned because I think they need the rest. I really do. And I think they need their fresh legs. I think that Derrick Rose has still got some twinges. I think that ankle's still a little bit of an issue. I think maybe at practice, if you're shooting around, sometimes your ankle's a little weak. You could end up turning it. So that's what I'm talking about. To win this game, though, Boozer doesn't have to score. I wish everybody in the country would get off Carlos Boozer. Give me your 10 rebounds. Give me 5 points. Give me 1 turnover. Give me 2 assists. That's what I want. If Carlos Boozer gives me 5 points, I'm not kidding you, folks, but 10 boards, plays good defense, okay, dishes out a couple assists, kicks inside out. Hey, I do this for a part of a living. Not the whole thing. Notre Dame assistant coach, I learned a long time ago. You got to have an inside presence. You got to get it done. And that's basically what Carlos Boozer is going to do. So, here's what we got. Boozer, 5, 10, 2. 5 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists. Hopefully he doesn't have any turnovers, but that's almost impossible. Joakim Noah, who hasn't done much, okay? The athletic matchup, okay? And him guarding bigger men, like Horford, if you will, is tough. So Joakim Noah, what I'd like from him, 4 points, 11 rebounds, and 1 assist. Here's what I want from Rose. 37 points, okay, 12 assists, limited amount of turnovers, and we win the game. Everybody's calling the Bulls a one-man team. No, they're not. Derrick Rose can never beat anybody by himself. But I do know this. If Derrick Rose scores over 30 again, Atlanta's losing. And I think that's going to happen. And is Teague going to come back with 20 again? By the way, he's the guy right now, Jeff Teague, who's made $1 million or millions of dollars. If Heinrich doesn't get hurt, we don't know anything about this kid. He's hidden. He was hidden all year. They're in Atlanta right now. My brother lives out there. They're in Atlanta going, hey, why was this guy played earlier? Because if you have Kirk Heinrich, okay, and you had Bibby before that, you got some experience. And it's hard to go with a kid that's not got a lot of playing time in the playoffs. So it looks like the Bulls are going to win tonight. Should I try going for the pick again? Let's go Bulls 80, Atlanta 77. Bulls 80, Atlanta 77. This has been the Mike North 5-minute, half-hour news. Be the hit at the water cooler. Be the hit at the restaurant. Be the hit at your place of business. And they'll go, where did you hear this? The Mike North 5-minute, half-hour news here on the Mike North Entertainment Network. Thank you, Rosemont.
I'm Mike North for the Village of Rosemont. From the 9th largest convention center to restaurants to theaters, sports venues, and hotels. 5 minutes from O'Hare, you got it all here. Rosemont, you can't miss it.